call is being answered by Audix.
Wayne Samson.
Is not available. To leave a message, wait for the tone. When finished recording, press pound for more options. Otherwise, for assistance, press 0 now. Record at the tone.
Hi, Agent Samson. This is Kip Lacrone again, leaving you probably a shorter message this time. While you're enjoying your weekend and getting your beauty sleep, I am being kept up all night still. I'll send you some more links to some videos that I have no idea if you're watching or not. They're continuing to say things that are dehumanizing and demoralizing. They're acting out scenarios in which they're pretending to be the people that you sent over to surveil me and them. I don't even know if that's happened or not. But they're acting out scenarios in which they're getting caught or about to get caught. They just acted out one where they pretended to be one of your men that was surveilling us, reporting back to you or someone in the FBI on the phone or something like that. And they were doing a play-by-play of what they were doing to me in real time, but it's just them playing with sound effects and just trying to demoralize me or try to get my hopes up, and then with me trying to make me think that rescue's coming, which they've done so many times. They've done countless times before, and it never does come. But they've been zapping my crotch, they've been zapping my asshole and my ass and my eyes, my face, my ears, my whole fucking body. I'm literally going to sleep every single night being tortured, usually with a hand between my thighs or cupping my crotch, trying to stop the zaps from getting to my crotch, which is almost impossible to do entirely. And then if I do that, I'm usually falling asleep in a somewhat fetal position or curled over a little bit, or usually it's more of a fetal position, cupping my crotch, or with my hand wrapped around my belly or something like that, because they're attacking that as well, and it's very painful. And even when I do that, they're still zapping me in the head. They've been shocking my head like a motherfucker, and so I've been falling asleep every single night being tortured, and then I wake up and they're still there saying horrible things, talking about just horrible things that no human would ever say to another human except for this group of people, because they can do it from far away and anonymous. But they're only anonymous to me. They're not anonymous in general. Once again, when you get this message, when you get in the office, I hope you listen to these messages. I need you to get a guy down here or a team down here to take care of them, or get a guy to come over and get me and my dog on a plane and get us the fuck out of here. This is absolutely ridiculous that this is taking this long. I can't stress again, I am trying to go to sleep and I'm literally being zapped, just like in the videos, in multiple places, and they keep increasing it. So it's like every single day it seems like they increase the number of places that they're attacking. Right now they're attacking they're attacking just below my testicles, and earlier today they were zapping my prostate. My prostate was literally being jolted with electricity, and every morning I wake up, I have morning wood or something, and they electrocute it to the point where it stays longer. It feels like someone's almost like pulling on it. It is not normal morning wood, and they can do that. They've done that before in the middle of the day, where they zap my crotch, and when I cover it, it feels like a pulling sensation, as opposed to the crushing sensation that they sometimes do, which they did that earlier as well. They were basically racking my balls. It felt like my balls were being crushed. It felt like I had blue balls. I wasn't masturbating. I wasn't sexually aroused. It hurt like a motherfucker. And I've never had that sensation ever until these people entered my life. They did it to me. They zapped my crotch and ass every single day, multiple times a day, in jail for the last 2 months or more. I can't remember the exact number, but I have a log of that linked in my Gangstalking document. But once again, I hope you have made more progress than what you've, I guess, not reported to me or what you've reported to me by email. I don't appreciate being kept in the dark, but if you're not keeping me in the dark, and that's really where the status is, that is not acceptable to allow such a lax investigation to happen when they're for terrorism, when people are physically and sexually torturing people, assaulting people. That is not acceptable. That is not an acceptable response. This is not in my head. I don't know how I can give you or APD or Travis County Sheriff's Department or Manor Police Department or my dad any more convincing arguments. I've got evidence on my camera, even though if you can't make it out, again, sometimes there's nothing to make out and it's just noise that I see with my eyes. Every time I go in the backyard, I can barely see sometimes because there's such a thick, it's not a fog or a cloud, but it basically kind of looks like TV static is the closest thing I can sort of, but it doesn't look like TV static. It looks like a bunch of blue dots. It looks like a bunch of blue dots, just like a fog of them. And it's like, sometimes it's wiggling, and no matter where I look, in the sky, the ground, like sometimes I can't even see the ground because there's such a thick, I call it twack. There's such a thick fog of twack. And that's what you see in my camera. That noise that you see, and the most usually at nighttime, that is what my eyes see. And I usually have to enhance it to make it more visible to the, because when the camera takes it in the darkness, it looks very dark. So the dash zero videos sometimes don't come out very well. But like sometimes I go out there and I can't see. My dog like goes ahead of me a few feet and I can't even see my dog. Sometimes they project images of what looks like my dog in a place in the yard, and I go over there. Or for when I'm playing fetch with him, when I throw the ball and I can't see the ball because there's such a thick fog of twack. And like he has this orange toy, and they'll make something look like an orange toy in the grass, and then I'll get closer, and then it's gone. It's not there. That is not a hallucination that I'm seeing. They've been doing this other thing where there's a firefly. They don't seem to have fireflies down here. At least not in this neighborhood that I'm in. I have not seen a single firefly, except for this one that they do, and sometimes they make it act like a firefly, like flying around, going on and off. But there was one time a couple of weeks ago when it stayed on, and fireflies don't stay on nonstop. This one stayed on for a few minutes, I believe. And I even reached up and touched it with my hand, and there was no firefly there. It almost looked like a rectangular prism that was about the size of a firefly, but when it touched my hand, I don't know if this was them tricking me with the direct energy weapons, but I felt like a warmth and a weight to it on my palm. But I literally put my hand through it. I literally put my hand up there, and then there was like a light shining on my hand. It was no firefly. I am not hallucinating. I'm not on anything. I'm not using even as a crutch. I hate the fact that I have to do that. But this investigation is not getting the appropriate response that it needs. I need you to take action on Monday morning to get me out of here and to get them out of here. I mean, you should be doing both, but at least get me the fuck out of here. Thank you.